In this video, I am going to give you a peek inside our signature program, People Stack Accelerator, so that you can decide if it's for you, or if you're just curious, if you want to take a peek inside. And the reason this is really important right now, as of this recording on Friday, January 31st, 2025, is that our winter 2025 cohort of People Stack Accelerator starts this coming Thursday, February 6th. So you need to apply by February 6th if you want to get into that winter cohort. So for some of you, the timing is perfect because you're considering joining us and starting that 10-week winter cohort of People Stack Accelerator in just about a week. And you may have some questions. So that's for you. But also some of you may want to join a future cohort. That's great too. Some of you may just be curious at this point. Maybe you've enrolled in some of our free courses, some of our lower ticket courses, and you're like, yeah, maybe I want to do that at some point. And for some of you, I know that you're just curious, like, hey, what does a mastermind style signature program look like that is designed to help technical leaders build your dream career? Well, I'm going to give you a peek inside in this video. So I'm going to open up the course materials so that you can see some of what our clients are able to see. I'm going to give you a sense of what goes on in our Slack channel. I can't show it on the screen for client confidentiality purposes. And honestly, I'm not that skilled yet at video editing to be able to like blur out client names, but I will give you a read of some of the things that have been going on in our Slack team and just give you a sense of, what's the program like? I'll answer the more obvious questions like how much is it? How long? How's the program structured? What can I expect in terms of results, experience, et cetera, et cetera. And then I'll also, along the way, during this peek inside, we'll answer some questions that maybe are more specific that you're thinking about or didn't think about, because we have some wise technical leaders. We have, over the years since 2016, we've been running People Stack Accelerator. There have been hundreds of technical leaders who have gone through the programs since then. And you're all awesome. You're all awesome. You're wise. You ask detail-oriented questions. Like, this program is for technical leaders who are serious about building your dream career and building your dream life. That's what it's about. So if you are a technical leader of any stripe, size, right? So maybe your job title is manager or director or VP or possibly even C-level. We've had some C-levels over the years as well. And maybe your specific niche is in engineering, or maybe it's in data analysis, or maybe it's even in more like technical project or product management. Any and all of these technical leaders have been our clients. So if you're a technical leader who's feeling stuck in your career, or it's like, maybe you feel like I don't want to get stuck. I want to grow more and I need expert guidance. I want expert guidance to make sure that I am leveraging the power of this really awesome resource that I have available to me that is my career. And I want to make sure that I'm leveraging the power of that as much as I can. By the way, while I don't burn out, while I don't have to work 40, 50 plus hours a week, while I'm experiencing the fulfillment and joy and magic and ease and flow and effortlessness and this Zen-like work-life balance that can happen when you actually dial it in. And this is what happens with our clients. So I'll be sharing some client celebrations as well when I read some of what's going on in the Slack channel. So that's the general overview and mission and vision of People Stack Accelerator. So right now, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna give you a sense of the course materials. Actually, what I'm gonna do first is go over, yep, I need cacao powder. Just go over to actually the sales page, because the sales page is where I want you to go in order to apply. But there's also lots of great information here in terms of like the general overview of the program. So thepeoplestack.com/accelerator, this is where you apply. So if you want to join us for February 6th, you're going to click on one of these buttons in the program. So yes, it is lifetime tech career support. This is not just 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. This is lifetime support, because your career is important and because there's always another layer of awesome. So you guys can read through this yourself. It's a lot of what I just said, plus some even more detail. Um, and you'll see pictures of me, you'll see pictures of our badass clients, some of their outcomes. This is our general process: gain clarity, build a powerful ally network, advance conversations, negotiate, and celebrate. This is the 5-step process that we use in the course materials. So I'll show you how that's reflected in the course materials in just a second. And then there's a bunch of client results. So like, what kind of results can I expect? You can scroll through this on your own. Again, this is at thepeoplestack.com/accelerator. Program structure. So here's the way that it works. We essentially look at it as there's 2 phases of People Stack Accelerator. There's the launch phase, which is the first 10 weeks. And then there's the longevity phase, which is week 11 to perpetuity. So here's the structure of the program. For phase 1, it's the first 10 weeks. You get a weekly Q&A call with me and my husband, who is my co-CEO, my husband, Rob, he has over a decade, almost 2 decades. We're getting old, folks, of experience as a technical leader. So you get weekly Q&A calls. Those are group sessions where you get to ask us whatever you want. And we'll usually do we'll jump into mini training, we'll jump into coaching, and you'll also get to see what your fellow accelerators, what your fellow people stackers are asking as well. I promise you that they're going to ask things that you didn't think to ask that you're totally going to get value out of on those Q&A calls. You also get 3 private coaching one-on-one sessions, 60-minute sessions with me, with yours truly, during that initial 10 weeks. Get access, of course, to the course materials, which I'm about to show you an overview of those in a second. Get access to the help desk. So essentially, we use Slack as our help desk. So between Q&A calls, between one-on-one calls, like whenever a question comes up, you can just send us a private Slack message, and we will respond within 48 business hours. You also get access to our monthly group coaching calls. So this is our longevity, part of our longevity program. You get access to this during the first phase as well. So everybody who graduated from, using that term loosely, just because I don't like to think of this as like school, but it's a great way of thinking about it. From the first 10 weeks of Accelerator, gets access to these monthly group coaching calls. So you get access to those as well. So then after the first 10 weeks, so it's like a little bit more intense during those first 10 weeks to really get that flywheel going. And then after that, week 11 to perpetuity, you maintain access to course materials. So you have access to the course materials for life. You get access to the help desk for life. You can ask a question on Slack whenever you want. We'll get back to you within 48 business hours. And then basically what reduces is the group coaching calls and the one-on-ones. So in the longevity phase, it's a monthly call instead of a weekly call. And it's not included, you no longer get access to private sessions. However, if you wanted, and many clients take advantage of this, is that at whatever point in the future, you will get access to steeply discounted add-ons, including, hey, I want a one-on-one package, or hey, can we just do one private coaching session? There's something that I'm wanting to work through. And then there's just a variety of Just for Accelerator bonuses that we offer from time to time. At least once a year, we'll do like a free, whether it's like a weekend training, or sometimes it ends up being a 3-week, 5-week training, like, hey, we learned this new thing around X topic, whether it's around leadership or whether it's around negotiating or, running meetings better, or something around mindset, or like building your lifestyle better. Like, we do stuff like that all the time for people who are in Accelerator program. How does pricing work? It's 2 ways. Number 1, you can do a one-time payment of 12K, or you could split it up. It's $650 a month for 24 months. It's up to you. And the way that this works is you apply. So I'm going to show you right now. It's the same application form, no matter what pricing plan you decide you want to do. But essentially the process is you're going to fill out this form, and then we're going to get it. And then within 3 to 5 business days, it's usually faster than that, but we want to make sure that we don't make promises we can't keep. Within 3 to 5 business days after we receive this form, you're going to hear from us. And I would say the majority of the time, because the form is so detailed, and you'll see that in a second, you're going to just basically hear from us. Yeah, you're a great fit for Accelerator. This is awesome. Here's a link to pay, and here's a link to book your first one-on-one coaching session. And then we get you going, right? And then if after that first one-on-one coaching session, and this actually has never happened. Gosh, never is a strong word. It's actually never happened. But if it ever does, it's like, oh, you know what? It's actually not a fit. We will gladly refund your money. We're that, like, we'll take the slight hit, the payment, and from the payment side of things where we do have to pay a little bit when we issue a refund. But like, we're so confident that this application process works, and we've done this enough that if you're in and you're a yes, and we read through your application form, and I'm like, oh my God, we would love to work with this person. Almost always it works out. There's been one case over the years where it's actually someone went through the process, and it was actually on the second or third Q&A call that on both sides, it was like, actually, it was a combination of, I'm sorry, this wasn't what I was expecting is actually, you were pretty clear about what it was, but I wasn't hearing it. And also, I just can't do this anymore. My life is just too fucking crazy right now. Sorry for the F-bomb, but like that's it's real life, right? And so in that case, we did end up issuing a refund. But anyway, fill out this form, and then we'll get back to you. So it is a pretty detailed form. It'll probably take between 15 and 30 minutes. Please don't half-ass this, but it doesn't need to be perfect either. I know that you need to hear this, right? Like, take your time with it and answer it diligently. But like, this is not the GREs. This is not like your life depends on this. So your brain might find it useful to skim the questions first before you like start typing. And then please don't stress about grammar, writing style, or even complete sentences. Be as brief or extensive in your answers as you desire. So first name, last name, email, current job title. Just tell us a little bit about your current job. You don't need to, like, please don't copy paste your resume. It's too early for that. We want your words for like, here's what I do, here's who I lead. This is the general gist of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Current salary, target salary. And then give us a broad stroke overview of your career goals. Again, you can be as detailed or specific as you want. Like, that's actually an indicator to us about where you're at. Some people are like, wow, I actually don't have well-articulated career goals yet, and that's why I want to work with you. But for some of you, like, you do have a sense like, I want to earn a promotion, or I want to earn a raise. I'd like to be more impactful, right? So usually, just sort of get your brain working here. It's career goals. They can fall into lots of different buckets, but 80% of the time, they're going to fall into one of these three buckets. One of them is going to be around career up leveling, right? So it's like promotion or making more of an impact. And then it's going to be around money, right? Do you want to make more money? And you'd be surprised, sometimes the answer is actually, no, that's not a thing for me. Totally fine. But if it is a thing for you, let us know. And then there's like lifestyle stuff. And for a lot of people, it's like, yeah, I don't want to have to be working my butt off so often. I want to have more time to work with my family. So there's career goals that overlap with lifestyle goals. So we'd like to get a sense of those. What do you believe is your biggest obstacle? Don't overthink this one. This is the one where it's just like, right now, what do you think it is? Not asking you to psychoanalyze yourself. We don't even do that. I'm not that kind of psychologist. I'm an IO psychologist. But right now, what do you believe is your biggest obstacle? How long have you been leading teams of geeks? What does leadership look like to you? What is your highest value? Highest values as a leader? Again, don't overthink them. We're just trying to get a sense of where you're at. And honestly, the kind of person that you are. Because said succinctly, we don't allow assholes into People Stack Accelerator. So if we detect any kind of asshole vibe, we're basically just going to say no. So, or somebody clearly half-asses this form, we're going to say no. Do you have a sense of a specific purpose or a mission? So this is separate from your goals. Goals are attached to like sort of external things. I got a promotion, I got a raise, I'm working 30 hours a week. And they're usually quantitative. This is more of like a mission. Do you have that? Or perhaps it's a lack of mission that's bringing you here. That's fine. Share that. What are some things you're really good at? Again, I don't need your whole resume. I don't need your whole CV. Like, just pretend that a friend asked you this at a bar or over dinner. What would you tell them? What are some things you'd like to be really good at, but don't know how to make that happen? Same kind of thing. Don't overthink it. What do you tend to do when you feel overwhelmed or stuck? Think about what you do when you handle the experience well and when you don't. We'd like to get a sense of where you're at right now in terms of your coping skills and your coping strategies, and what is currently inspiring you to apply right now. Have you ever worked with a career or professional coach before? How did that go? We'd like to know past experiences, because good ones or bad ones can play a role in how we coach you. So we need to know that as your coaches. We'd like to know that you've given some thought to what payment plan you're going to be doing. By the way, we do offer other payment plans as well. If you are curious about that, then you can just answer not sure. We're flexible on that. So for example, obviously we could also split it up for less than 24 months. And there have been some occasions where we split it up for more than 24 months as well. But it has to be a yes on both sides for that. So that requires a conversation. And then just, is there anything else that you want to add or ask about? And we will get this right. Once you submit it, we'll get this right in our email. And then, like I said, you'll hear from us within 3 to 5 business days, most likely more quickly than that. So then, let me see here. Just going quickly back to there's a fly in here, sorry. Going quickly back to this page. We've gone through most of it so far. There's also some FAQs on this page as well, which you might want to, there's client testimonials. There's also our real stories of tech career transformation, which are more testimonials, those videos and stuff from former clients. So that's there. Please allow those to inspire you. And then there's some FAQs, which a lot of these I'm answering right now in this video, but you might want to take a look. Like, for example, I'm in tech, but I'm not a leader. Is this a fit? Maybe. Shoot me an email. I'm not in tech. Is this a fit? No. This is only for current or future tech leaders. So now what I want to do is give you a sense of what the program structure looks like. Before I do that, let me just stop share for just 1 second. You can get a sense that the program is the course materials plus the group Q&A calls, weekly and monthly. Weekly for the first 10 weeks, and then monthly after that. The private sessions with me, and then the help desk. So they all come together to form the structure of the program to help you to reach your career goals, to help you become the technical leader who you were meant to be, to help you build your dream career. So there's that custom tailored aspect that happens on the Q&A calls, the help desk, and the one-on-one calls. Because we've been doing this for so long, and because we're so niche, and because it's fairly specific, we also have a process that we recommend. We highly recommend that you follow a system, a step-by-step system that you follow, that's just going to make your life so much easier. And that's what the program is. That's what the course materials are for. So this is not just a course. I want to make that clear. I think that's pretty clear here. But like, yeah, I'll say it this way. There are clients who have enrolled in Accelerator, been fabulous clients, and they've not watched all of the modules in the course, but they regularly came to Q&A calls. They regularly came to one-on-ones, and they regularly submitted help tickets. They also regularly engage in our Slack team as well. That's the other sort of part of the structure. That's the community aspect of it. And they built their dream careers. They landed their hell yes jobs. They landed their hell yes raises, and they're living their hell yes lifestyles. And they will be the ones who come to me feeling guilty. Oh my God, I never watched module 5. I'll be like, does that matter? Right? So yes, the course materials are important, but this is not a hide behind the computer and watch the course materials and videos kind of program. This is, I'm going to be in this to win it, and I'm going to engage, and I am going to be the driver and the winner. Things are going to change. I can feel it in my tech career. But I do want to give you a sense of what is the structure. what's your secret sauce is the way that some people ask us. So let me go back to sharing. And I'll show you just a general sense of what the inside the program looks like. So by the way, we have lots of different programs, lots of different stuff that's available in terms of like courses and programs and stuff like that. Some of you are familiar with some of these: leadership mastery, confidence microhabits. Actually, leadership mastery is just for accelerator graduates. And then we've launched some other stuff just for accelerator graduates, like to give you a sense of what some of those accelerator goodies are. We've launched Business Builder if you want to build a business, Time Freedom Accelerator to achieve time freedom. And then we also have some other goodies that are available as well, just for clients, and then some of them that are not clients, and that would be the Confidence Microhabits course that some of you are currently enrolled in. But let's take a look at People Stack Accelerator. So these are the course materials that you're going to get access to when you join Accelerator. So what you will see is that the program follows a 5-step process. Gain clarity, build and strengthen your ally network, advance the dialogue, negotiate, and celebrate. So gain clarity, build and strengthen your ally network, advance the dialogue, negotiate, and celebrate. That's the 5-step process you're going to follow no matter what your career goals are, whether it's get a promotion, whether it's land a new job, or even if it's not related to any of those like external career related things. If it's more like, hey, I don't want to be working 80 hours a week. You're going to follow the same process. It's the same steps. And then also what you will see, you're just using this as an example, within each week, it's broken up even further into build and maintain your mindset, build your excellence, and evangelize your excellence. And then there's action items each week as well. They're recommended action items. Homework, if you will, but I hate that word as a former academic. I just don't want to associate anything teachery with this because I honestly have had enough with the US educational system. Anyway, we'll not go into that right now. So the action-oriented structure that we follow are these 5 steps: gain clarity, build your ally network, advance the dialogue, negotiate, and celebrate. And then within that, there's also this 3-part system. Within this 5-part system, there's the 3-part system of building and maintaining your mindset, building your excellence, and evangelizing your excellence. And so that's the way that the course is set up. So you'll see, like week 0, just to show you, we onboard you. There's a whole bunch of videos on getting started. These take maybe an hour. They're not very long. It takes maybe an hour to go through the first steps. And I have a video on, success and how do I succeed in PSA and People Stack Accelerator. I have a video on preparing for Q&A calls. I have a video on how to Slack and what the Slack team is all about. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's just a variety of first steps to like get you oriented to the program. And then you dive into week 1, part 1, and then build and maintain your mindset. And then this is where I talk about the career transformation map, by the way. So you're going to be preparing for an epic journey, following that career transformation map. And then, kind of following from there. The career transformation map, by the way, is these 5 steps: gain clarity, build your ally network, advance the dialogue, negotiate, and celebrate. And so another part of our secret sauce, if you will, is that we talk a lot about mindset, heart set, and soul set. So this isn't just about taking action, although that's an important piece of it. It's also about who you become along the way. You can't take action if you're not shifting your identity. And so we talk about shifting your identity a lot, and we use this concept of mindset, heart set, and soul set in order to do that. And so I give you some very practical and tactical hows. How do I do that? There's this game that we play with clients a lot called Let's Play Name That Emotion. And then we talk about tapping, throwing a controlled tantrum quite a bit. This is very, very important in terms of building your mindset, heart set, and soul set. This is actually a free video that's available on YouTube. It's so central to building any kind of dream that I want this really available. So you can find it on YouTube. Like, again, I call it throwing like a controlled tantrum. So that, you can gives you a sense of it. And like, just to give you a little bit more sense of other stuff and to answer some frequently asked questions within building your ally network, for example, how to condition your mindset as you move into this step, because you're moving from being very internal, gaining clarity. So it's going to be a very introspective process of writing your mission statement. What do I want? Why do I want it? And then it's going to be, all right, time to extrovert. Extroverts, you're going to be fine with it. Introverts, there may be some wobbles. So we help you along the way with those mindset wobbles. And then in terms of building your excellence in ally network stuff, I introduce you to People Stack networking system. We have a worksheet. We have an assess your allies process. And then the other part of building your ally network is writing your resume. So something that we get asked a lot is, oh, will you help me with my resume? Yep, absolutely. But what I want you to see is it's like one piece of it's like 1/10, probably less than that, of the program. If you've been following up until this point, like you do week 1, part 1, you do week 1, part 2, and then you get to this point, it's like, oh yeah, the resume still takes a few hours. I'm not going to lie. And I'll help you with it. We go back and forth, but it's not this like, oh my God, I gotta write my resume, right? It's just like, what if resume writing can be easy? And we set you up for that. And I also explain how to upgrade your LinkedIn. And it's super duper easy when you follow our resume writing process. And so then it just goes from there. Advancing the dialogue, negotiating. We have a really powerful process, if I do say so for myself, for negotiating. We take the fear out of the negotiation process. We make it systematic and simple. And it's just so important. We don't want you to leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table. And then, celebrating is so important. We talk about that as well. And then I do have a bonus training on getting things done. I explain how to use David Allen's Getting Things Done framework and apply it to People Stack systems and structures. So yes, we talk strategy. Yes, we talk tactics. Yes, we talk mindset. Yes, we also talk heart set and soul set. So it's all in here. You have this structure so we can all have a shared vocabulary around this journey that you're on together. And then you come to the Q&A calls, and then you come to the one-on-ones and you ask questions and you share. And sometimes a question isn't necessarily a question. It's simply, all right, this is where I'm at. I'm about to start reaching out to people. I'm about to share my value proposition with a bunch of people in my network. And I'm not really sure how to do that. I'm not really sure who to reach out to. I watched the training, but I don't know. I can't do it. But then there's also stuff that's going to come up that's really unique to you, right? So it's actually really common for people to be on the job market while they are overwhelmed and stressed and burnt out in their current job. That's why they're on their job market. But then the obvious question becomes, oh my God, how do I handle this? Like, I am so stressed out in the current job and dealing with asshole boss and, wrangling the team and all of this chaos. And then I need to find the time and the energy and the will to be on the job market too. Please help. And we absolutely help with that. And there's no one way to address, to handle, for example, that kind of situation. And we also, by the way, always talk about leadership and how to be the best leader that you can be. That's ingrained into building your excellence. You can't evangelize excellence that you don't have. And so what we find is that a lot of our clients are excellent technical leaders. We're here to show you that you are, the ways that you are, and then to dial it in even more. So there's often questions on the Q&A calls about leadership style stuff. That's why we launched Leadership Mastery. So you could think of this as like our master's level program, where after you finish the first 10 weeks of Accelerator, if you want more, if you want to dive deeper into, I want to be the best leader I can possibly be, then you can join Leadership Mastery. And we really dive deep, and there's course materials around that, and really deep, awesome, intellectually, but also just otherwise stimulating discussions around how do I be the best leader that I could possibly be without being an asshole, right? While being a servant leader, a leader who's about service, a leader who leads from the heart and is not afraid to do that and actually gets better results than leaders who lead from the brain. We start to talk about that in People Stack Accelerator, but because there's usually a lot of wobbles and there's a lot of career foundation stuff that needs to get rebuilt first, then let's build on top of that and continue to upgrade your identity, continue to morph into, fold into the best version of you. The last thing that I will say, I believe it'll be the last thing that I'll say here, is that I hope what you're also getting, that this isn't, it's not only like, it's not just a course, you know, take a course, watch a video, whatever. This is a transformational experience. And it's not even necessarily about achieving outcomes. It's important to have outcomes in mind, goals in mind, a raise, a promotion, a new job, a desired number of hours a week to work, et cetera, et cetera. But really, when we ask our clients, especially the ones who've been working with us for years, what they're most proud of themselves for, looking back on the experience, in a few words, essentially what a lot of them say is, I want to celebrate who I've become along the way. And I want to celebrate that I not only feel comfortable celebrating that it feels so in integrity and it feels so correct to celebrate that I've become a more evolved version of myself. That's what this is about. That if you want to build your dream career, get ready for the heart-opening, soul-expanding, mind-blowing journey of evolving into the most aligned version of you. Does it get messy sometimes? Yeah. Is it uncomfortable sometimes? Yeah. Are you going to feel emotions that you've never felt before? Are you going to learn how to regulate those emotions even better? Yeah. And the suffering is optional. Let me show you how to do that. We show you how to do that. So again, if you're curious and you want to, do your own research, thepeoplestack.com/accelerator is the sales page that has a lot of the information that I just went over, plus some others information. And if you want in, make sure you apply before February 6th, because that's when our winter 2025 cohort begins. Fill out that application form and we'll get back to you. So here's to your career growth. And we look forward to hearing from many of you very soon. Take care.